Hi, I'm Jack with healthofmyhome.com. This video will cover one of my most favorite topics: what actually makes a house feel comfortable temperature-wise. In particular, there's one concept that is affecting us all the time, anywhere we are, and yet, strangely, very few people have ever heard of it. We should have learned it in school, and yet I'm sure you did not. Nor did I. Let's fix that. I know you've probably been wondering now how in previous videos I've been talking a lot about making a house not just healthy and efficient, but also comfortable, yet I haven't mentioned any concrete actions to take in that direction. Instead, I kept on talking about efficiency and making it airtight and well insulated all around. Well, there is some great news. Turns out that nothing extra really needs to be done. Energy efficiency and comfort are like best friends who go hand in hand. When you make your home efficient, it automatically becomes more comfortable. And the reason for that lays in physics. Turns out that there are 4 factors that determine our thermal comfort. 3 of them people understand pretty well, yet the most important one is never mentioned nor talked about. Here are the 3. Air temperature. Air temperature in the 60 to 80 degree range feels the best to us. Relative humidity. We know that the heat in humid Florida is way worse than the same heat in Phoenix, Arizona, where it's dry. Air movement. Wind or fan blowing on us really changes the equation. But now, what's the biggest and most important factor? Its name is median radiant temperature, but don't worry about the name. What it really means is the temperature of the surfaces that surround us. At first you might go, why would it matter what temperature is the ceiling, walls, or the floor if I'm not touching them? Great question. That's why this concept is not so intuitive and little understood. Turns out that even though my hand right now is not touching the ceiling, it is constantly sending heat to it and to anything else within its line of sight in the form of infrared light. And those surfaces are also sending heat to it. And if they're cold, they're not sending that much heat, which means that my hand is losing heat and not getting back. So it's getting cold. Our bodies are constantly exchanging heat with all the surfaces around us in the form of infrared heat. That's why the temperature of the surfaces around us is more important than the temperature of air right next to our skin. Under normal conditions, we're actually losing more heat in that infrared exchange than through air taking it off our skin. It's so common that I hear from my clients at the end of the project something like, now my house feels more comfortable with the thermostat at 68 than it used to feel at 72. You might already see where this is going. If your ceiling, walls, and floor are not insulated or not insulated well, they are cold. Cold surfaces, as we've just learned, make spaces uncomfortable. They also make space inefficient, so efficiency and comfort go together. In the summer, the same principle is true. If you're surrounded by poorly insulated surfaces, they will be hot and would make you hotter by sending more heat your way. So insulating an air ceiling is helping to make your house save money, but what's often even more important to people, it's making you more comfortable. Other areas of comfort we'll mention in these videos are air quality and soundproofing. We'll talk about air quality in later videos. Here's a little idea about soundproofing. House becoming quieter is something that I've heard my clients mention at the end of a project many times. And it makes sense. Sound waves have a harder time moving through insulation. What I've discovered in my research, though, is that adding mass to surfaces really improves their sound resistance, since now it takes more energy to vibrate that mass. And that's what sound is, a vibration of various frequencies. So one tip for soundproofing your house is hanging multiple layers of drywall on the walls or ceiling that the sound is moving through, or adding mass in any other way to those surfaces. There are also different special glue-like products that can be put in between those layers that help further. Altogether, it might make a noticeable difference. Adding drywall to the walls is also a great way to add thermal mass to the house and therefore make it retain heat better and smooth out temperature fluctuations. It's probably the most realistic for houses being built But if sound is something that really bothers you, you might choose to do it as a retrofit project. Of course, it's important to select the drywall that weighs a lot, not the lightweight, porous, foamy stuff that has become quite common recently. In the next video, we'll look at the basics of airflow in a house and see where the air that we breathe is coming from. This was Jack with healthofmyhome.com. Thank you for watching.